Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Placer County LAFCO meeting of Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Call the meeting to order, and can you please follow me in the salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I please have a roll call?
All right, Commissioner DeMatte. Commissioner Eklund.
Here.
Commissioner Friedman. Commissioner Gustafson.
Here.
Commissioner Lohman.
Here.
Commissioner Rohan. Alternate Commissioner Landon. Absent. Alternate Commissioner Spriggs. Alternate Commissioner Wilson. Alternate Commissioner Youngblood.
Here.
And you are attending using your good cause exception. Is there anyone
Yes.
in the room over 18 with you?
Nobody's here.
And what was the reason for the for using this exception?
If you recall, I am at the Cal Cities annual conference, and I wasn't able to post the agenda 3 days in advance because I had to fly to Long Beach.
Okay, thank you.
And I flew in this morning, yeah. So thank you.
All right, thank you. And Chair Alpine.
Here.
All right.
Thank you. That brings us to item 3. Any reports from staff today?
Yes, Amy has a few things she's going to
All right.
report out. Thank you.
All right, so I have 3 updates today. The first one is our website transition. We have fully transitioned to the new website. All traffic from the previous website is now successfully being redirected to placerlafcoca.gov. The second thing I'd like to update you on is our financial audit for fiscal years 23 and 24. So the contract with James Marta and Company to conduct this audit was approved at our February commission meeting. We began sharing documents with them in March, and they assigned an auditor to us in July. So throughout the summer, we've been working closely with them, providing additional reports and documentation with significant assistance from the Auditor Controller's Office, whom we thank for their helpfulness. They've conducted interviews and questionnaires with myself, Michelle, and Chair Alpine. And right now, they are reviewing all the information we've provided, and I am just waiting to hear if they need anything more. The final thing is the Cal LAFCO conference, and it will run from October 22nd through the 24th in San Diego. This year, we have 3 commissioners attending, Commissioners Eklund, Rohan, and Wilson, along with myself, Amanda, and Colette. And notably, Vice Chair Eklund is running for a Cal LAFCO board seat and will serve as our official voting delegate. Commissioner Rohan will serve as our alternate voting delegate, but we wish Vice Chair Eklund the best of luck.
Good luck. All right, thank you. That brings us to item 4, changes in the approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes of the agenda? See none, can I get an approval? Motion to approve. All in, second, all right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carries. And that moves us to public comment. This is the opportunity for the members of the public to speak to the commission on any subject within its jurisdiction that is not on today's agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Items from the public will be considered without discussion by the commission and may be referred to staff. Any members from the public?
Hi, Jennifer in Placer County. So I'm back here talking about the Newcastle Fire Department today. And I just want to kind of go over a few things I went over last time. It responds to 800 emergencies a year. They are responsible to move into Auburn City and Meadow Vista when those fire departments are busy or away. They do have their own diesel storage tanks on the premises, so they can actually get diesel at a cheaper price, and they're offering this to other agencies in the area They also have backup generators on it, so in the event of a power outage, you can still pump gas during an emergency, which could be really crucial. Some of the other issues you guys already know is that they will fail in 1+ years, and that we've already lost one firefighter because he couldn't hold on. If we are able to do this merger with Newcastle and Placer Hills, we'll be able to actually do benefits for our employees there and give them the honor that for doing the same job that other firefighters have. And that's really important. The other thing is we will be able to leave all the taxes in place that the voters have voted on and put one more tax on for about $220 a year, which isn't much, because if my fire insurance goes up ×3, I'll be paying even more than $220 a year if the fire station disappears. This also helps give us some kind of a local control for emergencies. We'll have our fire stations there, boots on the ground, ready to go if we have an emergency. And California is shredding right now. If we looked at Prop 50 coming up, and we have really lost local control in our areas. In our smaller communities like Newcastle and Penryn, we've really fought to try to stay local and in control of our areas. And we were split in Newcastle, 3 different Board of Supervisors, Penryn 2. And so we're really looking for some continuity to be in our area as well. Let's see here. We would also be able to go to the ALS, which is the Advanced Life Support. Sorry, I have too many papers up right here. Advanced Life Support and Paramedic. The paramedics have 4 times more training than an EMT, and so they're going to be much more helpful in an emergency, and they can also administer IVs and give life-saving medication such as heart medication, and we have a lot of elderly people in our area, and so this would really be a benefit, and to also be looking out for aging population. This merger will not hurt anybody. We're not asking the county for any money. The staff, the union, and the voters want the fire station there, and they will support this tax and this merger coming through. And so I really hope you will consider this as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else from the public in the chambers who would like to speak? Seeing none, I'll ask those that are online. Any member from the public would like to speak? Seeing none, I'll close public comment and bring us to our next item 6, the consent calendar. I'll first ask the commission if there's anybody want to pull any item on the consent calendar or any questions. Seeing none, I'll ask our commissioner online. Any questions on the command? Seeing
Nope.
none. Any member from the public would like to comment on any item on the consent calendar? Please come to the podium. Seeing none, any member of the public online would like to comment on the consent calendar? Seeing none, bring it back to the commission for action.
Move approval.
Second.
With that, all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose, abstain, motion carries unanimously. That will bring us to business items. Item 7A. This is Placer County, Placer LAFCO Policy Manual Review and Update. Amanda, will you be giving me?
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to be passing the torch off to Amy, and she's going to be handling this one for us tonight. Thank you.
All right, so this project is a direct outcome of the 2024-28 strategic plan that the commission adopted last year. The Policy Review Workshop was established as a key objective under Goal 1, ensure efficient government services in that strategic plan. To ensure we met this goal, LAFCO retained the consulting firm Strategy Driver, Inc., who also facilitated the strategic plan. So to provide you with more detail on the process and the final draft, I'd like to introduce Ellen Cross from Strategy Driver, and she's online.
Hi, Commissioners. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, Alan.
Good, thank you. So today I wanted to update us on where we are with the policy manual and just give a quick overview of where we started and how we have arrived to where we are today. So if you can, hold on one second, I'm just bringing up my notes for myself. So you contracted with my firm Strategy Driver in December 2024. And as we implemented your strategic plan, we began with Goal 1, ensure efficient government services of the 2028 plus strategic plan. And as part of that goal, we facilitated 2 workshops with the commissioners. One was held on April 22nd, and one was held on August 25th to evaluate and refine the existing policies that LAFCO already has to ensure alignment with state law and best practices, as well as make sure that they are relevant to today's governance. So today's commission meeting, we will review the set of modified and new policies that we discussed at the August meeting, including the specific consideration of a newly drafted policy 1.8, incorporation processes and procedures. And staff also are recommending updates to policy 1.2, spheres of influences. So we'd like to have the commissioners do a final review and have this opportunity before the policy manuals more formally presented for adoption at the next commissioners meeting hearing in November. So just to remind us all, as part of this Goal 1, ensuring efficient government services, these 2 meetings in April 22nd. I just want to remind some of the outcomes of the April 22nd meeting. We had the commissioners review a draft set. So we looked at all the policies that Placer LAFCO had, and we made a recommendation to you to retain 8 of the policies, modify 18 policies that we considered outdated, and we recommended modification to those policies. We also recommended in April 5 new policies that were proposed, and we recommended that 4 policies be eliminated as they were either redundant or irrelevant. So as a follow-up to that April meeting, the commissioners directed the staff and me as your consultant to update the existing policies and develop the 5 new policies. They included policy 1.16, which will now show in your manual. We had to renumber given the new policy we're recommending today. So in the old policy, it was 1.16, disadvantaged unincorporated communities. It's now renumbered to 1.17. We also created a new policy 2.8, travel, a new policy 2.9, regular policy updates to make sure the manual is updated regularly. We also recommended policy 3.4, member stipends and reimbursements, and we recommended 3.5, standing and ad hoc committees. So at the August workshop, August 22nd, we came back with those new recommended policies to review. Sorry, I'm needing to scroll on my notes and it's not cooperating, as you would expect during a meeting. For consideration today, we're looking at policy. We were asked to look at policy 1.3 and do an update, but staff, when we looked at that policy 1.3, we decided to keep that policy 1.3 and recommend to the commissioners for a new policy called policy 1.8, incorporation processes and procedures. So that's been drafted as attachment 3 for consideration. This would provide a standalone procedure or policy for standard incorporation proposals, which while they are rare, they require comprehensive guidance. That's why we are recommending, rather than just an update to policy 1.3, creating this new policy. Policy 1.3 was not recommended. I just want to make sure, Amy, that I didn't miss one of these policies as I'm looking at this. I'm going to back up just for 1 minute. So in the August 28th policy, or workshop, we came back to the commissioners and we went over the updated policies 1.1, which included an elimination of 1.1A, service review schedule, because that's already on your website. We went over policy 1.2, 1.15, which has been renumbered to 1.16, and policy 3.1. We also modified the new policies as they were presented, 2.8, 2.9, 3.4, and 3.5. So today, staff would like to recommend changes to policy 1.2, sphere of influences. Staff revised this as attachment 2. It includes various types of spheres commonly recognized by LAFCOs and is reflected in local policies. So this update would align with the best management practices and the requirements of the Cortez-Hertzberg Act, which mandates that the commission establish a sphere of influence for each local agency while providing the commission with flexible options for establishing and updating the SOIs. The SOIs would serve as the commission's primary planning boundary, guiding future annexation, service extensions, and orderly growth. We'd also like to recommend, this is where I skipped over and I'm going to start over on policy, the new policy 1.8. That policy was requested by the commission for policy 1.3 to updated, but we felt you would be better served with a brand new policy 1.A, incorporation processes and procedures. That's an attachment 3. And again, we're recommending policy 1.8 because it's a more comprehensive, clear, standalone incorporation proposal. Again, they're rare, but they require a comprehensive guidance. So again, we did not change policy 1.3, but we created a new policy 1.8 for consideration by the commissioners. So next step at today's meeting, we'd like this to serve as the final review opportunity for the commissioners before the policy manual is formally presented for adoption at the next commission meeting in November. We'd like to also recommend that staff provide required noticing to all member agencies and the public consistent with government code requirements and LAFCO policy so they can review the policy manual. And the deadline for conclusion of comments to be provided in the November staff report would be October 20th. We would ask for comments again to the policy manual by October 20th. Staff will continue to accept and review additional comments received up to the November hearing. So finally, staff recommend to the commissioners to take the following actions. Action 1, which is not numbered, but bullet 1, consider staff recommended state changes and provide direction on policy 1.2, sphere of influences. Consider and provide direction on the newly drafted policy 1.8, incorporation process and procedures. Bullet 3, review and comment on the draft policy manual, which is attachment 4. Bullet 4, direct staff to incorporate commission feedback and prepare final revisions. And finally, authorize the staff to notice a public hearing for November special or regular meeting to consider adoption of the updated policy manual. So there's an overview of what we're requesting the commission to consider today.
Okay,
Thank you, Ellen.
all right. With that, I'll bring it back to the commission for any comments on this item, on the staff report, or clarification.
Thank you, Chair. The only comment I have is on page 38 of 194, where we added in LAFCO will request urban decay analysis per state regulations. What's that going to cost for that ask, and if it's a request or a requirement, or if it's, I think want some clarity on that, because I don't want to have to go force somebody to go pay for something that's probably not necessary.
Great, so would you like that clarification by the next meeting, or
Absolutely.
would you like it for today? Or just
Today or
not
now or later, because the way it reads, I've gotten some feedback on it, and actually probably should be removed as written.
Okay.
From my memory only, it was already being done. We're just asking for the specific document to be pulled out of the original process that's already done. It's just specifically separated and highlighted, right?
I believe that's true, because I believe it's a state requirement that this kind of analysis be done. And so the idea was that it just be its own standalone as the policy by the commission, was what I recall.
But if it's not included in CEQA, we're requesting a urban decay analysis?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would have to go back and review the notes on that one.
That's why, I mean, if it's not in CEQA, then why are we?
Unless Colette, do you
force
have
somebody to
a
go
response
do
for that?
something?
Get,
No, down here.
I would suggest we ask Michael.
yep. Michael.
I'm coming here.
All right, there it is.
There he is.
I also would need to look in to see if it's required as part of CEQA. It may be an issue that it's done as part of CEQA, but it doesn't necessarily have to be attached to whatever document is circulated in the early CEQA process for interested agencies, affected agencies to comment on. So I think staff would need to look into that to address the commissioner's concern about whether it would require further costs to the lead agency on the CEQA analysis.
My light's still on, I think.
Yes.
I think it's been done in one of the cities, at least one of the cities in Placer County, and certainly in the Sacramento region. It's certainly not unusual.
No, I think, my only question is at what level of CEQA? CEQA has different levels. You can have a neg deck, you can have a exemption. So is this required at all levels or just on major projects? Which I think is probably the truth. I mean, it's an EIR level, but you wouldn't require it on a neg deck or a categorical exemption if there was minimal
Oh,
impact.
no, I wouldn't think so.
No, so I think just making sure we identify the size of project may matter here. Yeah.
So I think what I'm hearing here, let's review this, get an answer. We're not adopting any of it today. We're going with these are the kind of questions that we should be asking about the policy before we adopt them.
Yep.
And thank you for bringing that forward. Is there any other questions from the commission on any other items in the policy? Yes.
My light's on, yes, thank you. So as long as you're talking about CEQA, I'm looking at the new policy, 1.8. And that also refers to CEQA, and it says that it doesn't say may require, it says and require in the first sentence. And it's on
What
page,
page?
I'm sorry, 57,
57.
your hymnals. There again, it refers to CEQA, and there are many levels, and there may be reasons for it, there may be reasons not for it, but it seems like in that first sentence, if we could add may require an environmental review, or be more specific about maybe a different level. It does say further down, in rare cases may qualify for an exemption, but I'm not so sure that clarifies it.
Can you clarify what line is that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, on page 57 of 194, under California Environmental Quality Act, the first sentence,
Oh,
I'm wondering if we can add and may require, or put
Well,
something about a
if I may
level.
address that.
Sure.
yes, please.
It actually, that's a correct statement of law under CEQA. Incorporations are projects. And to say require environmental review means that you have to either find an exemption or you do one of the other steps.
Okay.
So it has to
So
be.
it is correct in that sense. It doesn't mean, that statement doesn't mean that an EIR is necessarily required. Doesn't, although that's probably usually going to be the case in an incorporation, but that's an accurate, that opening sentence is an
Okay.
accurate statement.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Alan? Ms. Cross, you have
I was just gonna offer that maybe we could, staff, and I could relook at that and maybe even put as required, may or as required to give it flexibility so it can be adaptive to the type of project and to any changing regulations as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I had
yes.
I had a comment I wanted to engage with the rest of the commission on page 28 of 194, we had quite a bit of discussion at our first policy workshop, and I was not able to attend the second one, but I'm looking at the section on community engagement, and I wondered if the commission would be so inclined to entertain a addition of community and agency engagement at a couple of locations in here, because what I have heard from both cities and districts and the county staff is that sometimes we weren't engaging early on with the staff of those organizations in discussions. Some agencies got a lot of input and others didn't. And so I think our transparency is we want to early on engage with agencies and the community. Further down it talks about staff will go to regular meetings, but we kind of start with we're going to public meetings before we even call somebody to say we're working on this staff to staff. So I felt like I think that's how we believe it should work. I wanted to make sure that somewhere in here, and I didn't find it anywhere else where we really talked, it's kind of common sense, but a lot of this is common sense, so. I just thought if we write at the heading said community and agency engagement, in the first bullet, A, the commission will prioritize budgeting resources to accommodate proactive agency and community engagement as part of the service reviews.
I think that's perfectly fine, too. I think it's a good catch. It's certainly the
I think that's
intention.
our intent.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Yeah.
As we go through these notes, though, I think it would be a good idea. Maybe Ellen can keep them or staff. We can't amend these by just one person saying they want to make a
Right.
change. We need to all vote on this.
That's,
That needs to be a habit of ours.
that's
Yes.
correct. So ask the question now so they can have the language and we will have the discussion and
Yeah.
adopt it as of.
Yeah,
as
so
of-
who's keeping track of this?
That's,
All right, great,
all right, we have 3 so far.
all right.
And, so with that, is there any other, remember, as commissioners contact the staff on this, that their ideas, they will be tracked in those the questions that you have, should come back in transparent form to the whole commission by November of just because it wasn't asked here today, may have been asked a week from now, it'll be fine, it'll be tracked, and that conversation will be made daylighted to the whole commission of what was the questions, so we can make an informed decision.
And I did very much appreciate the red line, because not being able to attend the August meeting, this was extremely helpful. So thank you, Ellen, Amy, Amanda, for doing that.
And just what I was just thinking in the vein of community engagement, maybe it's a standalone thing, not necessarily, it's great to have it in the policies, but maybe it's something the commission can explore, a community engagement plan or some other type thing that we look at of how we want to approach or highlight the community engagement outside, maybe more intensely than what the policy currently calls for or what they could possibly call for, a standalone type of document, for lack of better words. But it may be an option for further discussion if public engagement is something that the commission really would like to pursue more intensely. Maybe it's something that we could develop. Ellen.
I thank you. So, I just wanted to recommend maybe on page 28 where you recommended community and agency, maybe it should be community and member organization. And the reason I say that is because not all of them are agencies, right? You have some cities, you have some special districts. So I would just wanted to see if that would be better.
Absolutely. I welcome edits. It's, I was
I
just
think
trying to
that's-
capture our,
I think that's how we mention it throughout the other policy manual. And the other thing, I don't totally remember, Commissioner Alpine, it's been a while, but I think we had in the strategic plan, maybe Amy remembers, I think there was an action for communication and engagement plan, but there was certainly a lot of discussion about that as part of your strategic plan. I just don't remember the details.
Okay. Any other questions, comments on this item? I'll open it up for the public. Anybody from the public like to speak to item, business item A, 7A? Seeing none in the chambers, I'll ask those that are attending online. Any other questions from the public? Okay, with that, I believe there is an action. Do we have to take action, or do we already understand at this point with the staff recommendation, or
well, if there wasn't any
this is just right now for us to receive?
input to see the red line to adopt at the next one, but I think it would be helpful if any staff have any, or any commissioners have any objections to anything that was suggested now, so that you don't spend time redlining something that, but I'm understanding that there's somewhat consensus.
So a motion would be to approve
The staff recommendation.
the staff recommendations for 1.2 and approve 1.8. And then there's the request for the attorney.
Commissioner Rohan, can you turn on your microphone, please?
Sorry, I
These,
never get used to this technology, or lack thereof. Approve 1.2, approve 1.8, and have the attorney evaluate, or look into the questions on urban decay in terms of whether or not there should be more clarification on when it applies within the CEQA process. As required is what Judy was requesting. On what page? 58?
so,
Yeah, but,
It was on page 57, but as I had
57?
previously said, I believe
Yeah.
the language as it reads now on 57 is legally
Yeah, it's
accurate, and I think the
50.
proposed
Okay.
revision would make it not legally accurate.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard
yeah.
Michael, he said that the current language, it makes it accurate legally, and if you change it, then it would not be accurate.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
all right.
And then there was
Just
the,
withdraw that.
yeah,
No, I-
and then Commissioner Gustafson's recommendation.
Okay,
Yes.
With Ellen's modification.
Yes.
yes. All right,
Expanding.
so that's my motion.
second. I think the biggest part of the motion is that we have to notice for approval
Yes,
of the
and add-
November meeting.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, can we have discussion on that motion?
Okay. Want discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the summary on page 23, and it says, "Today's meeting provides the commission with a final review before the policy manual is formally presented for adoption at a noticed public hearing in November," so I'm just kind of wondering about the motion.
Sorry, Commissioner Friedman, I couldn't hear the rest of your
I'm
statement.
just,
Yeah.
I'm looking at, in the second paragraph on the summary on page 23, it says, "Today's meeting provides the commission with a final review opportunity before the manual is formally presented for adoption at a public noticed hearing in November." So I'm wondering about taking action on that today, if that's contrary to what this says, and the public hearing in November. I don't know, I'm just asking.
No, you have to,
Chair Alpine, may I address?
yes, please.
Yeah, I think I was going to ask for clarification on Commissioner Rohan's motion when she talked about approving a couple of the policies. I think it would be probably more accurate and consistent with what Commissioner Friedman's referring to say tentatively approve it, And that allows then staff to get feedback that the policy seems to be along the lines of what the commission would ultimately approve. And then
Yes.
at the next meeting in November, the commission will still have full ability to make any changes to the policy it wants to at that time. I think it's just the process that Ms. Cross is trying to get in place is that hopefully
Right.
any changes would be minimal at that time. However, legally, the commission will have full ability to make any changes it wants to in November.
right.
Yes, that was my intention, yes.
Yeah, this is a review. All right. It's clear. Can you read me back the motion, please?
No. We understand it.
So the motion is to tentatively approve the changes that we made today. And we will bring this back to a publicly noticed meeting in November for adoption.
Correct.
Okay, do you want any more?
Nope.
Okay.
That's basically the crux of that's right there. So I just wanted the public know what we were doing and what we were, all right. Now there, can I please have a roll call vote?
All right, Commissioner DiMattei. Commissioner Eklund.
Yes.
Commissioner Friedman. Commissioner Gustafson.
Yes.
Commissioner Lohman.
Yes.
Commissioner Rohan. And Chair Alpine.
Yes.
Right.
All right, great, thank you. That moves us on to business item 7B. Ms. Ross, do you would like me to?
I think, Amy, do you were going to take this one too, or do you want me to do it?
Or,
So we received a request to see if we can schedule a special meeting that would be a work plan review workshop for Wednesday, October 15th, or are requesting another date that works for everyone. I do know that October 15th, the chambers are available. I have not received information yet on other dates that week. In addition to that, we have requested that we move the November 12th meeting a week forward to November 5th. And if that date is agreeable with everyone, that meeting would be held in the Planning Commission chambers at the Cedra building. I do have other dates available that week as well, if the commission would like to pick a different date.
okay, thank you. I'll add to a little bit of this. So you're going to have an executive officer, Sydney, it's in today's packet of the work plan. That's just a status report. I know that there was, we needed to have a discussion. There has been some talk about possibly reviewing the work plan and seeing where we're at and making adjustments to the work plan or not. There's also some other talk about some other studies that are involved in the work plan or not in the work plan that may be interest of the commission to partake in. And we'd like to take the information that is provided today in the executive officer's report and have the commission review, think about it, and have a discussion next week about how to approach the work plan with the current, in our current environment of having an interim executive officer. So I suggest that maybe next Wednesday, the 15th, having the plan and making it like from 11 to 3, like a working lunch workshop, if the commission is available to do that, to go over the work plan.
Will we have remote attendance available for the work plan?
Yeah, it will be for the commissioners, yes.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I know 4 o'clock is available, but I will have to check on that.
We checked on a couple, we have facilities, yeah. We have facilities available. So those will all be adequately publicly noticed and all that. But we did check that we have facilities available to engage in a workshop. The idea of the November request is to move that forward, because then we're not running into we start running into the holiday season. And just getting the commission directed and getting stuff to the commission's hands. I think we're going to be, there'll be a couple MSRs, I believe, coming to us for review at that time. It would, or possibly, or applications. Between then and December would give us a little bit more time, and you wouldn't be in the middle of the holiday rush, really. And it kind of gives us a little more time to review and just have a kind of a lighter December meeting, and then you're off into the new year. But we kind of do, I'm trying to combine the workload in the next three to 4 weeks here and get the majority of it done. That's the thing. Yes, Commissioner Freeman.
So, planning a full-day workshop a week in advance is really difficult for some of us. So what I'm wondering, because I had some strong thoughts about the work plan during the budgeting process. And I can't make next Wednesday, like, I have no life, but I still have to earn a living. And I'm wondering if it would be more efficient to have a smaller group, maybe take a look at it, break it down, and then try to schedule something. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so two things. I think it was only going to be a few hours. It's not a big deal, but I know that people's availability might not be there. We were first going to take a crack on having the commission. If the majority of the commission can't do it, then we'd maybe have to punt it back to maybe a smaller group to look at it. But at first, it was just to agendize it and have a discussion if there's availability, if we could get a majority of the commission there to just have the conversation. Would be a couple-hour commitment on the 15th.
If you're just looking for numbers, I would be available to do it on the 15th at any time.
I have a PCWA at 2, but I could do before or after that, and I'll just be here anyway.
Okay.
After 1 o'clock, I'm free.
1 o'clock?
So 1:30 on.
1:30 on?
1:30 to 5.
Okay. How about I will send out a, but the 15th.
In the morning?
7th in the morning.
So 1:30 and 2, so we're gonna miss.
Yeah, we could shoulder it.
Why don't we send out an email? and
That's what I was
give it
gonna do.
Christina and our staff, and we could see if we can move things around on
Yes,
our end.
another no, I appreciate that. If it's going to be a full workshop, then I'm wondering if I could offer thoughts in writing prior to that, because I did have some strong opinions about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so if the 15th kind of works as a day, I'll have a doodle poll go out. We'll go and do it, and we'll work on the time and location, so it'll be noticed. But that's kind of what it'll be, a couple hours of just going through the work plan.
Okay.
The second one of November, is that something that the commission would like to entertain, of moving our regular meeting up by 1 week to the 5th? That'd be fine? That'd be fine?
And you wanna hold it at 4?
4 o'clock, or would the commission, if we're gonna move it, we could move it at 3, we could start it a little earlier, if you'd like.
Does that help you at all if we started earlier or not?
No, because it's an off week.
Oh,
Oh,
it's an off
okay.
week. So it's,
So off
so
of,
the
see,
5th works better for you.
5th is good,
I'm free after 11:30
on the 5th?
on the 5th, so.
Yeah, so,
anytime.
okay,
Free until 5:30 at a 6 o'clock board meeting.
great. And
So
Michael,
maybe
does
we
that
should
work for you?
start earlier. Could we consider starting earlier so Whitney can?
Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock,
Do 1, 2, or 3.
if that works for everybody.
We'll send out a doodle poll.
Let's do that.
Send out a doodle poll for the November meeting on the 5th of a start time. So, but the dates are kind of set,
Yeah.
Yep.
okay?
That works for me.
Works for you, it works, I think we already went over with this with Colette. Stephanie? How does that look?
What was your question?
Are those dates all right with you too, on
The
availability?
dates are all right, but I can't attend, I have jobs, so the earliest I'd be able to be in Auburn would be 4 o'clock. So and I'm an alternate right now, but like going forward, when I do get put on the actual committee, the 4 o'clock is better for me than, I mean, I have a job, so I can stimulate being able to come to this commission, you know what I mean, and have my
Absolutely.
fun job here with you
You're
guys,
right.
so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
All right.
President Alpha, so when you're doodling, 2 o'clock would work, 1 o'clock, I couldn't get down here fast enough.
So we'll get those, but those 2 dates are set.
The
We're going
5th would
to,
work, the afternoon of the 5th would,
So you said 2 on the 5th?
yeah.
Got it.
just 1 o'clock's a little early.
so those 2 dates will work. So that's the big thing there. So we're going to have a workshop Wednesday, time to be determined, will be publicly noticed. And the November meeting will be moved to the November, instead of November 12th, the day after a holiday, to the November 5th. And that time to be determined based on a poll and will be noticed. And that, and the location, and same with the locations. All right. Thank you very much. Michael, since we are changing the date of an official meeting of November, does that need to be done by motion?
I think, to be on the safe side, yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we move the date,
Okay.
November 5th.
Second.
All right. With that, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, then that moves us to item 7C, Executive Officer Report.
All right. Thank you, Chair Alpine and Commissioners. In anticipation of the upcoming Workplan Review Workshop scheduled for October 15th, staff wanted to provide a current status of projects adopted in the 2025-2026 work plan. And this status update is organized into 3 primary sections. We have applications, MSR and SOI studies, and administrative projects. And as you'll see in each section, so for applications, we further break that down into active applications that are on file and being reviewed, as well as pending and future applications. And then under municipal service reviews and spheres of influence, we have that broken down into active in progress studies that are under contract and proceeding, and those that are planned and or pending. And lastly, the administrative projects, again, broken up into active projects that were scheduled and pursued as part of the prior work plan and budget cycle, as well as ongoing administrative projects. And then starting on page 165, there's a similar structure for applications, administrative projects, and service review schedules that are in table format and color coded based on those that are active, planned, or postponed or needed to be scheduled. So we're providing this in a way that can be, provides a general overview, can be a tool for the commission looking ahead, and we're looking forward to the upcoming workshop so we can really look to dive deep into the work plan and coordinate both on the current 2025-26 work plan in the second half of the fiscal year, as well as looking ahead to future work plans in coordination with the commission. And that's my report.
All right, thank you. Any commissioner questions, comments?
Mr. Chair, Colette or Amanda, we're for the discussion on the work plan. If we have some of these where we haven't received application yet, but can we get a timing from the agency as to when it might come in? Because I think we want to be super responsive to those applications. But Village 5B, 7B, it says we haven't received it. West Oaks Apartments haven't received it. So like number 2, 3, 4. If we have any more information,
Yeah.
for next Wednesday?
Yeah, Commissioner Gustafson, before the next meeting, we can reach out to those agencies and see if they have a time frame in mind.
Yeah, that would
A lot of
really-
it is kind of a conversation sometimes, or an email, hey, by the way, we're looking at doing this sometime soon, and some of it is more
Yeah.
robust, right? So yeah, we can give you a small summary of where that's at.
And I saw a couple where you wanted staff to direct you on how to proceed on planned studies 4 and 5. So that's when we can discuss it next week. Yeah. Good, thank you.
Any questions? None? All right.
Jerry Alpine, if I may, I
Yes.
just wanted to offer one update. I think it's on, let me double check, page 160. There's the discussion of the Placer Hills Newcastle Fire Protection District's reorganization. And it says that the applicants expect a resolution to be considered by the Board of Supervisors in October. I was notified recently by the county that that now is, the target date is November 4th for the resolution to be presented to the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions, any more comments on the executive officer report? Or this?
I guess it was just, does that affect the timing then? When were you planning on bringing that forward to us?
Well, we have to receive that from the agency, and then we'd have to look at our agenda moving out. We're statutorily required to get it before you within 90 days of a completed application.
So that's the completed action.
Yes, this would create it, this would make it be a completed application. This is the
Okay.
last piece, yeah.
Starts the clock.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, thank you very much, and now we'll move on, we need to recess to closed session. So we're gonna recess to closed session?
Wait, did you want to do the attendance? There was a
Oh,
piece
there's
in
an
here
attendance,
on-
sorry.
Yes, you need to do
Do
the
the
action on
attendance.
the alternate members attending the.
Oh, yeah, please,
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, you
Yes.
would be moving to a room, and there will be a laptop available for you. It's ready, yeah.
So, with that, there's item 7, closed session attendance. Commission approved the allowing of alternate commissioners to attend the closed session. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carries unanimously. We recess now to 8, closed session. Boy, I'm just stumbling through this agenda like there's no tomorrow. We just came back from a return from closed session. We have nothing to report. No reportable action. And with that, can I get a motion to adjourn? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. And we'll see you later.